Apparently, I am live. I'm not sure if anyone is going to watch this 'cause I've never been live before on YouTube, and I only decided to do it about 5 minutes ago. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, you can see me and hear me. Yeah, I don't. Oh, the microphone thing is moving. Hi, Lex. Oh, okay. Right, is it working? Please tell me. Is this working? Um. Because I don't know what the heck I am doing. Okay, it's working. Cool. How are you, Lex? How are you doing? I haven't spoken to you properly in a good while. Um, yeah, I thought I'd come on because I've been watching George recently, Thrifty George. Hi, Susan. And he um comes on here and does his live streams whilst he's working to keep himself from procrastinating. Um, you have slow mode on the comments. How do I change that? Customization. Oh, got it. Okay. Right. I think I've turned slow mode off now. Um, Hi Lolly. Hi Babs. How are you doing? Hi Gainer. Um, Right. So, yeah, I've been watching George recently, Thrifty George, who goes live, does his listings while he's going live, and it keeps him working rather than sitting there and procrastinating. And today, this is my first weekday off since I moved to London 8 weeks ago. So I had two assignments that were due in at 10 o'clock this morning. So we weren't in uni today because they were marking and moderating them. So I don't know how much people have like kept up with what I'm doing, but basically I'm in uni from 10 till 6 Monday and Tuesday, and then I go to my job, assistant architect job, Wednesday to Friday, 9 till 6. No, Lex, I'm not bunking off. I've actually got today off. So yeah, today is the first day off I've had, and I worked all through this weekend doing uni work, ready for my assignment this morning. And I got my assignment in. Well, there was two assignments. I got them in at 1:30 this morning, but then I'd forgotten what it felt like to sort of have the pressure of a looming deadline and get the work done and get it submitted. And I forgot that I can't just go to sleep the second after I've submitted it because your body's kind of up here, like a bit tense. So I spent like 2 hours scrolling on my phone in bed, so I didn't get to sleep till 3:30. Um, which meant that I didn't get up till 10:30 this morning. But I was determined that today was going to be a day of eBay because I have not had any eBay time since I moved here 8 weeks ago. I did have a bank of photos when I moved down that I'd done when I was still at home. And I think I had about 400 photos. And whilst I've been down here, I've probably been getting up 2 or 3 listings a week, like literally nothing. And my sales have slowed right down, like understandably so. So I was like, right, I'm going to take today. I'm going to hammer the photography, hammer the listings, and then I've got loads to just chip away at. The other thing is that also my unlisted stock in this room has been in my way because it's been in the bottom of my wardrobe, getting in the way. And I also had a big bag that was like behind me. It was down there that was annoying me. And I've got 55 items photographed today, so I'm really happy with that. What's my favorite architecture? Difficult. Definitely older architecture. Love a double fronted Georgian or Victorian house with bay windows. Also love those sort of 1930s houses, like they're usually white rendered villas, that have the windows that wrap around the corners, a bit Poirot style. But yeah, depends. It depends. Um, Hi, Em. Oh, thank you. That's really nice of you to say. Susan, yes, the feeling of a looming deadline, it's not great, especially when you're still working away at it. I thought that I'd be done by 8 p.m. last night. No, no. Yeah, 1:30, but it was worth it. I could probably submitted it at like midnight, but was finessing it. And for anyone who is used to putting like presentations together, I was using Adobe InDesign and I PDF'd it. And then I'd review the PDF and find something that was wrong. I have to go back and then re-export it. And then I find something that was wrong again. And I think it took me about 12 exports until I was finally happy with it. So I would rather do that than submit something that I'm not entirely happy with, even though it was probably still okay enough. It's more just the formatting of it and the way things are laid out on the page. It really bothers me if it doesn't look as good as I think it can. I hate essays, Lex. Thankfully, it was not an essay; it was design work. So this whole module has been hand drawing, which ugh, I am creative, but I am not artistically gifted. I can draw on a computer, can use the Adobe Suite, brilliant. Hand drawing, not really. So it's been challenging. It's been like 8 weeks of group work for the first assignment, and that ended up being a 90-page document full of our hand drawings as a collective of 6 people. Um, and that was basically an analysis task of 3 London boroughs, Islington, Hackney, and Waltham Forest. Um, and it was basically split into different briefs. So there were, what were there, 10 different groups, something like that. And there was 5 different briefs split between 10 groups, so 2 groups per brief. And our brief was people and communities. So we basically had to do an analysis of the people and communities that live in those 3 boroughs, but display it in hand drawings, if that makes sense. And then the second assignment, which is the one that I was actually working on last night, was a sort of an individual one where you were then designing something based on your findings. So my whole thing was based on this housing estate in Hackney called the Nightingale Estate. It was 6 tower blocks that were built in the 70s. They had this like huge raised plinth level that you could access all 6 tower blocks from, and that was raised above the ground level, because on the ground level it was car parking, so it hid all the cars. And it was this really nice, like brutalist scheme. But they bulldozed it, and now and then in the noughties, this horrible, horrible housing estate got built on part of it, and the other part just got left as wasteland. So my whole thing that I did was on what could have happened if they had retrofitted the tower blocks and put in community infrastructure into that, like a nursery and a community centre and co-living for multi-generational families and all stuff like that. So it was a whole series of drawings explaining my ideas around that. So it's quite fun. But yeah. How's my little niece doing? Maisie is doing really well. She is now, how old is she now? She must be like almost 5 weeks old. Um, yeah, she'll be 5 weeks old on Wednesday. She's doing fine. The jaundice completely gone. She's putting on weight at a normal rate. Basically, she's 100% healthy. It's just her sleeping isn't the best. She is pretty much nocturnal, so she'll sleep all the way through the day till like 2 a.m. and then she'll be awake from like 2 a.m. till 6 a.m. So my sister, bless her, is yeah, her partner is great with Maisie, but he is still having to work full time, obviously, to support them as a family. So she is on her own with Maisie during the day, and he works quite long hours. He's self-employed, so yeah, he's in the trades. So yeah, my mum's been helping out quite a lot because my mum only works part time. She only works mornings, like 4 days a week. So she's been helping out, and my sister can go down to her parents' house. There's only like a 10-minute drive between them. So she seems to be doing good. But I'm actually going home this weekend for the first time since I met Maisie. So it'll be fun to see how much she's grown. I'd get to the end of the essay, then remember you've got to then Harvard reference it. Oh yeah, no, you've got a reference along the way, or yeah, that would be a nightmare. And I'm used to Harvard referencing, but the director of my school now is Oxford educated, so we have to do Oxford referencing, so I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. But I think there's websites that can just do it for you basically. It's not cheating, you just input what reference it is, what date it was, who wrote it, and it just puts it in the correct format for you. But I've not had to do an essay yet. I don't think my first essay is due until, like, March, so we've got some time. How did I get into architecture? That is a really good question. I don't really know. I've just always wanted to do it. I say always, when I was younger, when I was like sort of the age of between the ages of like 4 and 10, I really wanted to fix washing machines as my job. I don't know why. And everyone would say, "Oh, so you want to be a plumber?" I was like, "No, because I don't want to do sinks and I don't want to do bathtubs. I just want to fix washing machines." So I guess I wanted to be like a washing machine engineer. And then I got to somewhere between the age of 8 and 10, and then decided that architecture was my vocation. Um, I always wanted to do it, always loved grand designs, always loved Homes Under the Hammer, all of that, was always constantly drawing floor plans. Um, I used to spend a lot of time down at my auntie and uncle's, because they lived on a farm and my mum had her horse there, and I used to go down every night. They had, the arena was, sand, and I used to make floor plans out of sand, like physical 3D floor plans. Yeah. And then because I always knew I wanted to do it, that led me through, like, what I did at school, what I did at A level, and then the only courses I applied for at undergrad were architecture. Then I got my finished that degree in 2021, worked for 2 years, loved it, started my master's now, started my new job now, which is insane. But, yeah. How long's my course is 2 years, so I'll finish in June of 2025, but that is standard for an architecture master's, they're all 2 years, unless you do the apprenticeship route, where you work 4 days a week, in uni 1 day a week, and that is 3 years instead. Say 3 years. 3 what? That finger needs to go down on that. Also you came out as an architect. Oh, I reckon I'll plump for 10 on that, Lex. And how did I break to my parents? I think they knew. They always knew. Uh, Lex, love, that is how you get a reputation. Um, so you carry on if you want, but you know what people say. Anyway, I came on here to keep me working as well as chatting to you guys. So I am going to get on with my listing, but still talk to you all. But yeah, feel free to ask me whatever you want. It's so funny. I've never this live stream's quite novel, really. Um, keep going, Jack. Yeah, don't worry. I just want to get on with getting my items listed because I've not listed anything. How long's it been now? It's probably Wednesday of last week, last time I actually listed something. Okay. It's guys, it's fine. Lex was joking. I know she's joking. Let's just leave it there, please. Um, this is my first and last live stream. Um, I say first and last. Basically, it's because I don't know when I'm ever going to get a chance to go live again. In terms of, I don't get weekdays off, and weekends are very much now busy for various reasons. But just being down here, there is so much going on down here. There's always events to go to. There's always somewhere new to discover. It's very rare that I am at home on a weekend now, which is nice. But it's expensive. It is expensive. Um, what am I listing today? I am. It's all. Sorry, my mind just went blank. Then. It's all clothes. It's all this winter backlog of stock. So, um, basically, I don't. I never know how much of my content people have watched, but you might remember if you saw it that I bought a load of stock at the back end of the summer, mainly off Vinted. and you might have seen the state of the room at my nan's house. And basically, I am chipping away through that because I need to get through it because it's all winter stock, and I don't want to be left with it all come like March, April next year when I want to be cracking out the spring, summer stuff, which I do have some backlog of, but it's more winter. Thanks, Babs. Well, maybe in the future, but I just, with how busy things are, at the moment, balancing uni and a full-time job and trying to squeeze in eBay in the sides alongside a social life and also going to the gym. Um, I'm trying to eat healthy and cook for myself. It just, yeah, it takes a bit of juggling. I always seem to make myself a lot of work, but hey, it's what keeps us going. And at the moment, I need the money to carry on funding a London lifestyle because it is flipping expensive. Obviously, I've been so used to living at home and paying barely any bills because my parents were very good to me. And now, obviously, having to pay for everything, paying an extortionate amount of rent. Thankfully, my bills are included, but then it's just like going to the pub for one drink and it's 7 quid for a pint. Like, that's, what would that be? Like half an hour's worth of work for a pint? I don't know. Um, Hi, Kath. How are you doing? I've seen you in George's lives recently. I hope that you're all right. Um, just me. Who is your favorite clothing designer? Hmm, I'm not sure. Depends what you mean in terms of because I don't really follow the fashion houses. Um, I really like Vivienne Westwood, and I think a lot of that is because I really liked her as a person, obviously RIP. But I don't really keep up with the other brands that much. I used to be a big fan of Gucci, and now I'm not that arsed. You've probably seen from my other videos that I am a fan of Mulberry, but I just think they make classic stuff that's, always gonna be in fashion. And well, it's not being in fashion, it's always gonna be stylish, and it's well made. But I don't particularly have a designer that I love. For the more high street ones, I tend to go between Reiss, Tommy Hilfiger, and Ralph Lauren. But these days, I'm less of a brand snob. I used to be when I was sort of like late teens, very early 20s, and over the last couple of years, obviously, as I've done more and more eBay, buy most of my stuff secondhand now. And I'm less bothered about the brand and more bothered about the quality and what it looks like generally. I used to wear stuff with, like, a logo plastered on it, I don't really enjoy that anymore. Um, oh, just me, you didn't need to retract your message. Um, there's nothing bad in that message. Is it easier to go live if you have time to make a video? I suppose it is, but a lot of my videos are based on actual content, and I guess with a live, there's no editing, is there? Which is true. I'm not sure. Susan wants a spanner. Yeah, okay, Susan. I've not given anyone a spanner yet. This is my first live stream if you didn't already know that. And I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm sure there's a way of giving spanners out, but I'm yet to do that. Um Hi Lainey, how are you doing? How is things? I've seen you in a couple of side chats recently. Um But yeah, how are you? Are you still feeling well, I hope? It's so nice to see you back home because it's a long time. Um, how did I discover selling secondhand? Obviously, it was Nick and Andrea. Come on, I think that was it for most people. No, I was aware of their videos, didn't really follow them, but I'd seen their videos pop up. And then it was actually, Caroline, Mrs. M, who I came across in the start of the first lockdown and binge watched her videos because I found her hilarious, especially when she went off on rants. And then through her found Carla, then through Carla found Lex, and through them I found Kirsten, and so on and so on. And that was how I found out that people bought stuff and sold it on for a living, like secondhand stuff, which I found absolutely bizarre for so long, but obviously now it's second nature to me. Oh, good, Lainey. I'm glad. Let me see if. Mm-mm-mm. How does. Oh, here we go. I'm going to add some moderators in case we get some problematic commenters. Um, I'm just going with standard moderator. I don't know what difference that makes. Sorry, give me a second. Where's Susan? There you are. Right, that'll do for now. So, where were we? Oh, Lex, I missed your message. Am I in town on the 16th of December? Yes, I am. I'll probably be worse for wear because that is the day after promotions night at work, and I've heard that that can be a bit messy because I'm assuming the 16th is the Saturday because the 15th is the Friday, right? Um, Lainey is pro nothing. That's not true. That is not true. You're a much better photographer than me. And then we all met up in Hitchin, and Jack had a little. Yeah, Hitchin was good, and we've been there again since, haven't we? And we'll be there again in January. Susan calling Lainey a pro. How rude. She went back for those niggas. Oh, oh, okay. I bought some postcard sleeves from the USA. Don't seem to be able to get them here easily. You won't find. Oh, sorry, Kath, I missed your first message. Have I bought anything on eBay from USA? No, usually because postage is ridiculous. I've sold plenty of stuff to the USA through GSP, but I've never purchased. Would I do whatnot? No, I think it seems to have a better setup than Poshmark. Less of the whole share, follow, like, all that waste of time crap that was really overwhelming if you were using the app. I feel like Whatnot seems more simplistic. But I'm saying no simply because I don't have the time. If I did reselling full time, then maybe, but I'm nowhere near that point. Laney's a handy tool. Okay. Okay. We are going to the V&A in the afternoon. Which V&A, Lex, is my question. The one near Hyde Park or the one in Stratford, the new one? Lovely to see our friends here to spot you. Yeah, it is nice to see everyone on. I feel like I've not spoken to so many of you in such a long time because a lot of the people here are the people that used to be in the side chats when Lex and Carla were alive. Obviously, that hasn't happened in a long time. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing? I've not caught up with you recently. You could be living in Jamaica now, for all I know. Is everything all right? Why are some comments in blue? The people in blue are the people who I trust to moderate comments if we get any people in here trying to cause trouble, and so they can basically remove comments from the side chat that they think are inappropriate, because it's not easy to keep up with all of this. I understand now why Nick and Andrea get so lost in the side chat because I've only got 22 people watching and I'm still struggling to keep up. Oh, fake. I don't know what you mean, Lolly. Sorry. Going to the Chanel exhibition. Okay, that's fun. That is the other side of town for you guys. Well, it's the other side of town for me as well, because me and Belle are both East girlies, and that's in the West. But cool, I can meet you there. Hi, jewelry sales. Yes, I know you've been watching me for a you know a while. I've seen you're a name that is very familiar. Up and down like the weather. Not much time to watch videos these days. Fair enough, Ashley. What are you doing now? Are you teaching at all, or are you just doing your crafting full time? Hi, Carl. Local independent bookshops. Where I live, there are no independent bookshops. So unsure is my answer to that. Where I live is a it's a funny place. How can I describe it? So I'm still in zone two, so I'm pretty central. Um, but where I live, is very residential, not many shops. And the high street, even that it has one charity shop, which is a local one, it's not a chain one. And a lot of fried chicken shops and independent grocers and a few pubs, but that's about it. There's not really any shops. Lolly, I trust those people because I know them all in real life and we've been friends for years. That is why I'm not going to make you a moderator, unfortunately, because I don't actually know you. Um, Hi, Junie. How are you doing? I haven't seen you around in a very long time. Hope that you're well. Ashley, working in school, but cutting down hours this week to get back to doing what you love, making videos and crafting. Fair enough. You know, you've got to do whatever's right for you, and if that's a change that you can make, then that's brilliant. Um, yeah, that's fantastic. See, the thing is, I've thought about what would I do if you know, I think I'm capable of reselling full time, but I actually don't want to do that because people have asked me this before. The reason I don't want to do that is because I am too much of a sociable person and I would go out of my head if I was at home all day on my own reselling. So that's why. And also, I actually really love my job. So if I can get to a stage in life where I'm not working full time hours, maybe working 3 days a week, doing whatever else I want on the side, whether that's like house renovations or reselling, great. Um, yeah, that's what I think. Hi, Chica. How are you? I hope that you're doing well. I'm looking forward to seeing your YouTube channel appearing, hopefully sometime soon. Nudge. Lainey, just watching an old video as YouTube recommended myself to me. A bit you come on, just a little bit drunk, Jack. Was that the New Year's vlog where I joined your live stream at like just gone midnight? Because I was a bit drunk. I remember that. More to life than money. That is very true, Ashley. That is completely true. And also, like obviously you're similar age to my parents and of a similar mindset of, start taking things a little bit easy now. Like you've worked enough. If you could take things a bit easier, why the heck not? Everyone's saying hello. I remember Lex's sparkly dress that kept blinding me. Ooh, dazzling. Yeah, go on, cheeky. You know you want to. You just gotta. I think you just gotta quit your job and go for it. uh, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that I was quite drunk that night. It was quite funny actually because we. So I usually do New Year's at the same place at my friend Caitlin's house, because she has a house that is the correct proportions to entertain people. And I was drunk on the stairs, and Mika came on. I've forgotten what the actual title of the song is, but the lyrics are like, "Why don't you like me?" And there's this girl there who me and her have never got on in our lives, and just as she walked past me on the stairs, that came on, and I was like, "Hey, X, why don't you like me?" And it was really awkward, but also hilarious. And that was shortly after appearing on your live, Lainey. I don't remember this dress. I'm sorry, Lex. I don't remember it. Is it was because it's now in the Chanel exhibition at the V&A? Ah. Hi, George. How are you? I'm not gonna lie to you, George. I'm doing this because you inspired me to do it, to actually get some listing done and not procrastinate. But so far, in the 31 minutes I've been live, I've not done a single listing. So it's not quite going to plan. Oh, you've watched my Insta story. Great. I don't need to explain what I'm doing here then. Um, okay, let's go with that. I'm actually going to list something. Let's do it. Let's bloody do it. The annoying thing is, because I've got an album in my phone of all my eBay pictures, and when I go on eBay, like start my listing, and then go to get the pictures, the oldest ones in the album are right at the bottom, and I have to scroll through them. And at the moment, this album's got 840 pictures in it. So it means I have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to get to the picture that I want. Whereas I wish it showed me the oldest pictures at the top so I could get them on. Because there's some things that I've just been putting off listing for so, so long for no reason whatsoever. Well, it's because they're either dull things that it's either things that I think aren't worth that much money, things that I think will be difficult to describe, or things that I can't find good comps on, and it just stops me from listing them. And they sit for months, months and months and months in my eBay pictures album, which is not where they should be. I think I'm missing a picture. That's annoying. Do I need to rephotograph this item? I can see the chat going in my peripherals, so I will catch up in a second. Oh no, I just didn't select it. Okay, we're safe. Where were we? George, hi George, hi George. I will say hi to George. Um, eBay or evening away. Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. Um, Ashley, the reason I say it's going to be my only live is because it's my first day off in 2 months. So I just don't think I'm going to really have opportunities to go live because I do uni 9 till 6, 10 till 6, Monday and Tuesday, work Wednesday to Friday, 9 till 6, and then I seem to always have plans at the weekend. So yeah, that's basically why I just don't see myself having the time to do this regularly at all. Your friends were always cute when they used to say hi's. They liked the banish bin. Oh, yeah, they were really supportive of that, which was nice. That was a whole lockdown thing, wasn't it? We were all just kind of at home. Oh, it's returning the new year. There are people here who want to piggyback onto. Sorry, Lolly, but I just don't think that's the case. I just don't. I'm a really small channel, and I don't get many views. I'm not even fully monetized yet, so I don't think there's people piggybacking on me here. Um, if they are, then they've certainly chosen the wrong channel. But hey, um, can you get Stall back on? Yeah. Did Stall ever actually show his face on a live stream? That's my question. He's such a lovely guy, but seems like a shy boy. Busy. Yeah. Yeah, life is busy. I'm just gonna do this. Okay. I think we've got rid of Lolly. Um, because I'm not coping with that. I'm not dealing with that. There's no need for that. Anyway, moving on. We've seen Stall's face. All right, Susan. Gosh. Well, I've seen his face on Facebook. I've never seen his face on a live stream, is what I mean. Um, but yeah, he's a really lovely bloke. Um, very witty, isn't he, Stall? Lex, she might have been fun, but no. I can't be bothered. I'm not not here for people that are trying to play games and pay backhanded compliments and tell me that my friends are piggybacking me. But I guess you're used to that because the amount of times that people have said that I try to piggyback the likes of you and Carla, obviously that is the only reason why I speak to either of you because couldn't possibly any reason for us to get on as friends. Ha ha ha. Mm-mm-mm. You've not been watching then? He was on Laney's the other night. No, I haven't. That's the thing. I've been watching a lot of George's videos over the last couple of days while I was doing my uni assignments and today whilst I've been working, but I've not been watching stuff sort of during the week because on a night I'm quite often busy when I get in from work. So yeah, I've not actually had a chance to watch Laney's lives. And the thing with Laney's lives is it's I will watch them if they are live, but because they quite often end up being 3 or 4 hours long, it's rare that I go back and watch them after they've happened because that is an awful lot of time to get through. No offense, Laney, I'm sure you understand that. Um, I'll see you later, Ashley. Take care. Nice to speak to you. Oh God, Carla's in the room. Carla, what are you doing here? Hi, how are you doing? How's life? I've not really spoken to you properly recently, have I? Um, I've come on here to actually try and get some work done, but it's not happened so far. Which I don't know if I should have anticipated this, but George's lives always seem to go so swimmingly that I just expected to get all my listings done. Um, trying to pay attention to two things at once. Maybe I'm just not a multitasker. Hey, maybe I'm not. What have you missed? Just me waffling, really. I've spoken a bit about uni, not actually spoke about work at all, but also about how this is my first day off in the 8 weeks that I've been here. So I've used it to do eBay stuff. You've abandoned us for all those city types. You're a city type. You live in a city. You live in a very big city. So don't go telling me that. But we all know that for what I do, the job opportunities and the uni opportunities are mainly here, which is a slight shame because, yes, I think it should be more evenly spread around the country. Alas, we all know that's not the case. Mm-mm-mm. George is the keeper of secret drama. That is very mysterious, George. Hmm? We've stopped him from working for 40 minutes now. Well, it's my choice to be here, isn't it? We're all fine. It's really nice to speak to everyone, to be fair. I feel like, um, I don't know, my channel's a bit static at the moment, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't seem to have the same interaction with people that I used to have when, sort of like the early days, like the sort of 2021, start of 2020. So no, I started my channel. Did I start in 2020 or 2021? But anyway, those first 2 years, things were a little bit different to how they are now. Like I say, it's not a bad thing, it's just the way things change. But I think a lot of it as well genuinely was from the lives that Lex and Carla did because I used to speak to so many people in them, and a lot of those people I don't really chat with anymore because I just don't come across them. Um, but hey, oh, I hate it when you do that. So I've done a sell similar on something. It's a men's shirt, but I've done a sell similar on a lady's blouse, and now when I change the category, it's going to remove every single item specific, which I can't. It's just annoying, isn't it? Anyway, oh well. Ugh. I live on a council estate. I'm scum. Okay, sure thing, Carla. We all think we all disagree with that, but Um, although some people just can't believe why you haven't bought your house off the council. That's just something that gosh, how ridiculous. Hmm? You still have my coat. You do still have my coat. That means that we're gonna have to see each other, unless you want to pay for postage. I am very mysterious. Mysterious George, is that? Oh no, it was Curious George, wasn't it? The kids' TV show. Sorry, not Mysterious George. That could have been a thing. I hang my knickers on the fence. I don't know what that makes me. I mean, do you still do that now? I thought that was a while ago, Lainey, or is that just a habit? George, Mrs. Lester. Why were you in Leicester, George? Did you go to uni there, or your family originally from there, or yeah, what's that situation? How is your house, Jack? Those videos were brilliant. Oh, thank you, Kath. As far as I'm aware, touch wood, the house is good. Oh, I'm a poet. I didn't know it, but yeah, the my tenants have been in since the start of June. Couple of little things have happened, like the oven broke and the front door became a bit funny to lock. But we've got both those things sorted for them, and they seem happy. They had the first inspection, and that was all great. It looks like they're taking good care of the house, which is obviously nice given how much time and effort me and my dad put into it. Um, but yeah, I do miss it. It was sad getting it finished and then putting it straight on the market to let, but obviously I only got it finished a few months before I was moving away, and I needed the income to help me pay my mortgage on it, so it made no sense to leave it sat empty. Um, but it would have been really nice to move into it and enjoy it in its sort of brand new, newly finished state. Because obviously, by the time my tenants moved out, there'll be natural wear and tear around the house, and it won't be quite the shiny little pearl that they got it as. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure how long they'll stay there. They're the same age as me actually. They're both 24 as a couple, and they both have quite long commutes from where the house is. One of the commutes is about 45, 50 minutes, and the other is about an hour and a half. Um, and I'm not sure, it just makes me wonder if that's sustainable because I know for me, I wouldn't want to be doing an hour and a half commute each way every day. So we'll see. You know, so far I've not heard anything bad from them, so it's good. It's good. Um, I can't hang mine out. Husband says that the plane will land. Well, that's very cruel of your husband, Babs, if he is actually saying that. People love having their opinions. They do. They do. Carla, I know. I was joking about previous conversations from years gone by. George, uni for 2.5 years. Okay, cool. What did you study? I'm assuming it wasn't reselling. Hello to Elaine. Kath. It was lovely to see somewhere so run down saying something that could have make a nice home. Yeah, well, I'm glad you think that. My intention, obviously, with it all was to do it all properly and do it once and not just botch it like a lot of landlords do. There was a lot of things that I did that didn't necessarily need doing, but I wanted to do because I knew that it would be nicer. Little things like changing all the light switches and sockets, just finishing touches. But yeah, oh, they've got a cat as well. They asked if we could have a cat, so said yes. But I've not seen it. The thing is, I've never met them. I don't know who they are. I know the names, and I have had a little stalk on Facebook, but I've never met them. I've not been in the house since they moved in, because it is fully managed by the letting agency that I used. Because with me being down here in London, I didn't want the hassle of having to manage it. It's too far away. So yeah, they manage it for me, and I pay them a little bit of a fee. But so far the feedback's all been good. You miss Lolly. Well, go message Lolly then, Lex. Go for it. Degree in reselling, right? I know a fair few people that would be great lecturers in it. When did Carla, Lex, when did you actually last see each other? Buy my course. Not buying your course. Not buying anyone's course. I think we all know that you don't need a course to do reselling, and it is unfortunate that the some of the newbies out there have kind of been almost I use this term lightly, but conned into paying people to show them how to resell because there is so much free content on YouTube that you can use to learn from. And that's all I use. I think that's what we all use. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that people are capitalizing off people who are probably a bit vulnerable and insecure. But anyway. Hi, Jilly. Nice to see you. Living at large in Liverpool. Oh, say hello to my old city for me. I do miss Liverpool. Liverpool was a really nice place to live. I'd recommend it to everyone. And in terms of like rental prices, it's so much cheaper there. I used to pay £410 a month, including bills. That was in 2021. That was only like 2 and a bit years ago. And now I pay more than double that. So there you go. Mainly a degree in Nobedery with a minor in drinking, aka English Lit and Film BA. Fair enough. Hey, that's English Lit degrees can still take you places if you ever want to use it. Yesterday. Oh, okay. And will there be any content coming out surrounding your guys seeing each other? What did you do? Where did you go? Did you have a concert? Or did you go shopping? Or what? Well, they do say those who can't teach. Oh, I don't know whether that's aimed I don't know who that's aimed at, Susan, but fair enough. Thanks for watching my vlogs, Jack. Lol. Lex, I'm really sorry, but I just haven't got round to it yet. Um, when did you post the vlog of you and Carla? I'm gonna actually search on YouTube and see when you posted that. Because if it was today, then yeah, I've not seen it, all right. Let me go to my subscriptions. Also, you say that like you watch any of my videos. The funny thing, so for any of you who saw when Lex and Carla came to visit me in York, they stayed with me at my family home, at my parents' home, and Lex had clearly not seen a single one of my renovation videos because she thought it was the house that I bought and owned. Just wasn't the case. Uh, anyway, maybe you should enroll to Reseller University. George, I think you're fine. It seems like you're doing pretty well from what I can see. Looking at hotel rooms in Liverpool, lush 4 and 5-star rooms for very little, think I may have a splurge. Yeah, do it. Honestly, I could rave about Liverpool all day, but it's quite similar to Newcastle in terms of it's coastal, it's got quite a compact city centre so you can walk around it, you don't need to get any public transport, but it has so much culture. So you've got like the Albert Dock that's got the Tate Liverpool in. Like there's a Tate there. Come on. And really nice little shops and cafes. Then you've got like L1, which is the main shopping district, which has been really nicely done. Loads of shops there. You've got the Cavern Quarter, which obviously like Beatles territory, loads of clubs, pubs, and that backs onto Gay Village, like Victoria Street. And then the other side of town, which is literally only a 15-minute walk, you've got like the Baltic Triangle, which is the old industrial area that's been gentrified into these like hipster bars and clubs and whatnot. Sorry if you can hear that. That's WhatsApp going off. Um, but yeah, I recommend Liverpool to anyone. And you've also got the Knowledge Quarter around Hope Street, which is between the two cathedrals, which are both worth a visit and both free to get in. And the Knowledge Quarter is where the unis are, but Hope Street itself has some really nice, more expensive like bars and restaurants. So if anyone is going to Liverpool and needs recommendations, feel free to ask me. Duh, duh, duh. He doesn't watch your channel, Lex. I watched some of it, Carla. I watched some of it. I think I watch more of Lex's channel than she watches of mine. Every day, Lex. Yeah, sure. It was Saturday, and you're not gonna get away with this. Get away with what? Yes, you are here now, Lex, making up for good time. Hi, Stall. Oh gosh, people have been chatting. Hello, Stall. How are you doing? We were talking about you earlier because I was saying I've never actually seen your face appear in a live stream, but I've been told that if I go back and watch Lainey's recent streams, you do in fact appear. Everyone's saying hello to Stephen. This was the man who made you walk and walk around York. Oh, is that the feedback that you gave? I'm sorry. York's not very big. Um, I guess we could have hired bikes. That would have been fun. I stayed in a little flat on Bold Street once, and it was so nice. Bold Street is beautiful. Bold Street is like, for anyone who doesn't know Liverpool, does the fly in here? The reseller flies come to get me. Um, Bold Street is like the independent shopping street that's in the town city centre. Goes from the bombed out church all the way down into the L1 like shopping district. It's got some really nice shops on it. So I'm not cruel. I'm a really nice person. Um, I've been invited to Depop Xmas party in London. I may get That's exciting. Gosh. I can't sell anything for toffee on Depop. I think I've had one sale on Depop in like the last 2 months. Fair enough, Flex. You know, you do you, whatever suits you. Duh, duh, duh. York's pretty though. York is pretty. I do miss York, but you know, I can always go back because my family still live there, so it's fine. I'm going back to York this weekend actually. I'm getting a train home on Friday night, so it'll be nice to see the family, see the dog, see my niece, see my nan, see if I can see my other grandparents. But they have an incredibly active social life for people in their 80s. Lex and Carlo on bikes in York would be insane, right? Wouldn't it? I think that'd be hilarious, especially if it was a tandem. Laney's back. Your phone died. What's happened? Just general chit chat. I don't think. Oh, what I did say, Laney, because I don't know if you were here when we were talking about the fact that I said I'd never seen Stephen in one of your live streams, and then Susan said that he'd been in your recent ones, and I was saying how with your live streams, I watch them when they're live, but I don't really go back and watch them because they're usually about between 3 and 6 hours long, and it's just a lot to watch. But I'm sure you understand that. I can't do bikes, I have no balance. We can get you some stabilizers. Carla wouldn't have survived that. Imagine. Oh, the trip to York that ended up in A&E. That would have been brilliant. And I have friends that work in the York A&E as well, so that would have made it extra funny. But yeah, to be fair, Carla, your knee's bad enough as it is, and guess falling off a bike wouldn't do it any good. Bagsy, you being on the back. What, so that Lex is on the front of the tandem, doing all the work? That just makes me think of Carry On Camping. I haven't seen that film in a good decade. It didn't count you, Bad Wolf, you're just part of the furniture. Oh, oh. Kyle can ride a bike. I was impressed. Yeah, to be fair, was it Nat's bike that you rode up and down the street? I thought the niece for your birthday was a bit of a cop out. In fairness, my sister had already bought me other presents. Oh, the flyers. Did we get it? I don't think I did, but I can't see it. And it's not on my laptop. I don't know. Yeah, she had already bought me presents. She obviously didn't know that she was going to give birth on my birthday. She wasn't. My birthday was the 11th. She wasn't actually due till the 29th. Can I do side bike on someone's bike? Oh, what, like a sidecar on the side? That'd be great. You could get a tandem, Lex on the front, Carla on the back, Lainey in the sidecar on one side, and then, I mean, pick Susan or Stephen in the sidecar on the other side. I think that'd be brilliant. You can do side boob, Lainey. That's cruel, Stall. That is cruel. Nearly an hour we stopped Jack from working. Oops. Yeah, this is true. It's almost 6:30. I am gonna go and get my dinner soon, actually, but I'll stay a bit longer. I have a bike of my own, but my knees are disintegrated now, so it just sits there guilt tripping me in the shed. That's a shame. That is a shame. Who knows, Carla? Maybe one day you'll finally be able to you'll be able to get some bionic knees and you can cycle again. But I know everything that's going on there, and it's a bit of a vicious cycle, so I get it. Your boobs would probably be better brakes. Lex is doing all the pedaling. Yeah, come on, get your keto diet in gear, all that protein, you'll be good. Cooking veg. Just veg? What veg? Surely you need some form of protein or carb in there, like even if it's legumes. Yeah, fair enough, Junie. I think I would do the same. I would crawl alongside you in first gear, guys. I would crawl alongside you in first gear with my window wound down, shouting support at you all and offering you snacks and refreshments and film you, but maybe not while driving. I have to get someone else to drive for me, and I'll be in the back seat with my head out the window. Well, apparently, Lainey, I've just never caught any of those ones, but I have seen an awful lot of your lives. Just not so much of the ones that you've started doing whilst you've been out of hospital, in fairness. George will take an Uber. George, I've been trying to figure this out in your videos. Do you not drive? Because it always seems like you're going out when your mum's car needs petrol. Is that the case? And if so, does she chauffeur you around? Because that's really cute. I like that. Mixed veg. I'm gonna add tuna. Eat the same thing every day. I mean, 25 kilos is a huge amount of weight, Stephen. Like, that is incredible. But I can also completely understand why you'd be bored of eating the same thing every day. Um, have you got to a stage now where it's kind of starting to become maintenance rather than weight loss? Because from every person don't ask me why, but I used to watch an awful lot of Slimming World content, which is hilarious because I have a loathing for Slimming World and everything it stands for, but don't get me started on that. Anyway, it seems to be a lot of people I've watched who have had weight loss journeys have got to the maintenance stage, and that's when they've struggled. I don't know. I've never done a weight loss program myself, so I'm not sure. You've done two recently. Well, there we go. Right. So Susan can stop bullying me now about that. But I did see your live pop up from the other day, or was it yesterday, or was it? I can't remember which day, Lainey. But I saw that it was like 3 and a bit hours long, and I was like, I just don't think I can do that. I'm afraid. Technically, both the cars are in my name, and I pay for petrol insurance. They drop me off when they need something or they're going somewhere. Oh, okay, fair enough. But you do drive. Fair play. I love that you've got two cars in your name. That's very bougie, George. Sadly, no. We'll still have to lose 20 more kilos. Still, gosh, that's a lot. Susan, I think you're a bit too easy to wind up. I didn't actually mean bullying, just to clarify to anyone out there. Um, oh, bye, Carla. Yeah, make sure you pay close attention to what she's saying or what she's doing in the background, because you never know. And we don't want people ringing Ofcom. Usually more quantity. Yeah, but it's nice though, Lainey, because you've got that output, and obviously it's late in life with friends, isn't it? So it's a nice way for you to catch up with people and also let other people join in, which I think's great. Um, Carla's next to me 3 minutes long. She'll just have to bulk it out, won't she? She'll have to find some other content to sandwich in with it. I'm actually checking delightful. Hecking delightful. Yeah, you're a good laugh, Lex. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get hungry, so I am gonna go in a minute. I say starting to get hungry. I'm actually really rather hungry. But yeah, it looks like the listing's gone out the window. I was wanting to get 16 things listed today, and so far I've got a few drafts started, but I've not actually listed any of them. But I have photographed 55 items, and I've got like 800 pictures in my album on my phone. So at least I've got that to give me some stuff to do. What's for tea? I did a massive thing of lamb casserole at the weekend. So I've got some of that left in the fridge with some nice creamy mustard mash. I've actually learned how to make like a casserole that's nice. That's like thick and rich and not just like a watery, tasteless beer. Um, but yeah, I really felt like my nan when I was making it because it's a proper Yorkshire grub. Although if it was proper Yorkshire grub, I would have done it with dumplings, but I'm not a huge fan of dumplings. They're usually just a bit dry. Permanently hungry. Not like anything in 2 weeks. Wow. How many items have you got listed though, Stall? Because if you've got a big shop, then I'm guessing things just keep ticking over. Okay, well, you make me feel better about myself. I haven't listed anything since last Wednesday, so moving in with Lex and Mummy. Between them, they're always making nice food. There you go. There you go. 731. Okay, so very reasonable, but not thousands, is it? But congratulations on the was it a chain that you got like a grand for? That was incredible. That was very, very impressive. Makes you think of the time that Sarah resells bought that material for like 50p and sold it for like just shy of a grand. Curry and homemade soup. That sounds good. Oh, I've still not met Mummy yet, Lex. My Yorkshire counterpart. Not met her, have I? Have you had many fire alarms recently, Stephen? Because you get paid for them, don't you? As your fire warden. I remember that. Got pasta and side salad tonight and some fresh fruit frappers. That is very balanced, Babs. That sounds very tasty as well. I actually don't mind salad. I actually quite enjoy a salad. But for me, now that the dark nights are here and the temperatures are dropping, I've started cooking more comfort food. But I've got into a good habit of like cooking a big pot of something on a weekend and having that throughout the week, which does get a little bit boring, but I do mix it up. I usually end up going out for dinner once or twice a week, and my housemate sometimes cooks for me. So yeah. Yes, Stephen came back from Bali. It looks like you had a fantastic time, Stephen. Do you prefer being called Stephen or Stall? I don't want to offend you, but yeah, looks like me and Stephen went to some similar places. I kind of wish I'd vlogged Bali now, but at the time I was like, oh, because I obviously didn't take my laptop with me. It was like, oh, well, I'm not going to edit it, but obviously could have saved the footage and brought it home with me. But equally, it was also nice being in the moment because I've obviously, you might have seen filmed the Newcastle meetup, which is my first weekend vlog, like first proper vlog in time. And it was really fun to film, but makes you realize that sometimes you're just not fully in the moment because you're too busy thinking, oh, I need to film or like getting the shot or whatever rather than just enjoying it. So it's meh. Come down to Wales. I would love to come to Wales. I just don't know when I'll have time. Should have done it whilst I was jobless in the summer, shouldn't I? Had loads of spare time back then. Too camera shy. Yeah, fair enough, Storm. Cardiff, any goods for sourcing? Not the city centre, but outskirts. And Canton is okay. I wonder how long it'd take me to drive from London to ULEX. The thing is, I'm on the east side of London, and quite often, a lot of the time is actually spent trying to get out of London because obviously you're over in the west. Not Canton, China. Yes, important to know. Answer to anything. Okay, that is fine. The 52 bus goes straight there. I wonder how long that'd take you. Quicker by train from London, Paddington. But then how do we get around when I'm with you? Or I suppose you've got quite good buses, haven't you? East End, where's your Cockney accent? Um, I don't know. I don't really know what my accent is. There's obviously some Yorkshire in it. Um, but it's quite funny because I don't really sound like my family. I think a lot of it is to do with the friends that I have because a lot of where my parents live is quite a popular commuter village for people who can't afford to live in York itself and also want a bit of like a villagey life rather than a town life. And therefore, a lot of my friends growing up were people that had moved to the area and not people like necessarily from Yorkshire. I think that's where my accent comes from because it's a whole host of different people that I was surrounded by. We bus or walk? Okay, fair enough. Would I have to get a train from Paddington to Cardiff and then Cardiff to Bridgend? Oh, maybe we can organise a weekend. That'd be nice. But I think as things stand now, it probably would have to be next year because we're getting towards the C word and weekends are getting booked up. My work Christmas party is on either the 2nd or the 3rd of December, whichever the Saturday is, which is mega early. But it's because they have the promotions evening on the 15th, and they obviously want to have a couple of weeks between them. So I think that's why. But it should be good fun because there's like 300 people in the office. They've hired a ballroom on Northumberland Avenue, which I think is in Soho. Um, and the theme is "Fly Me to the Moon," so it's like space themed, and it's basically either smart dress or go dressed as the theme. But my thing is, I don't want to spend a load of money on an outfit, and I'm not sure that what I've already got would lend itself to "Fly Me to the Moon," so we'll see. But yeah, it should be good because it's basically a free night of food and drink and dancing, and apparently there's a catwalk for all the people that go dressed as the theme, so that's fun. We did a catwalk. They had a Halloween party, um, which was actually in the office, and me and 7 of my colleagues all went dressed as the Parisian bedbugs, which have been infesting London recently, which thankfully I've managed to escape. Um, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. Nope, train straight to Bridgend. Oh, okay, that is very handy. That is very, very handy. Oh. But yeah, I feel like since I've moved down here, I've not really spoken to you guys an awful lot. I did an update video, didn't I? After I'd been here for a few weeks of how work and uni were going. I guess now I'm just kind of into my routine. Um, Work is a lot of fun. Um, there's a lot of cool projects that I'm working on, which is completely different to what I was doing in Harrogate. Because in Harrogate, it was a nice enough company and my colleagues were nice, but I was working on a lot of like affordable housing schemes, which were really just copy and paste. Um, Not a lot of design work because it's all with national house builders and they already have their own house types designed. Whereas now, the team that I'm in is all retrofitting of existing buildings in London. Um, and the ones that I'm working on at the moment, you guys would recognise. So it's a lot of fun. Sounds like the plot of some teen prom movie. What's this, like stopping time? Go on Seat Frog and get a cheap upgrade to first class too. How is Seat Frog the one where it's like an auction, and you have to bid for the upgraded ticket? Because I remember my old director talking about that, but I never used it. See, when I lived in Liverpool, I always used to go first class on the train home because it was only ever like an extra couple of quid. So it used to be about 35 quid for a standard return between Liverpool and York, or I could get first class for like 37, 38 quid. So it was a no-brainer. But now the train between London and home, because I don't go to York, there's a station closer by that, there's direct trains to, and it's less than 2 hours, it's like an hour and 55, but trying to get a first class return ticket, it's like over 100 quid, I'm not paying that. Yeah, but just bid super early and sometimes it sells you one straight away. Okay, that's a strange thing. Bye, Babs, see you later. Yeah, I prefer first class too, George. It's quiet, the seats are comfy, you get free food, and a lot of the time, especially if it's a long train, so for example, between here and home is 2 hours, means that you actually get a meal provided. The route I go with First Hull trains, and it's not just a sandwich, it's actually proper food. And a lot of the time, well, like I say, now not so much, but it used to be that a lot of the time, the extra that you'd pay for first class, like it would have cost you more than that just to get a sandwich and a coffee from Pret. But obviously, you're getting that on the train. You get unlimited drinks and crisps and snacks and a meal. So usually, it's worth it. But my hack, is, especially if you're going with LNER, is to book into the quiet coach because obviously, you don't get any of the stuff you get with first class, like the freebies, but it's the same price as standard class, but it's usually quieter in there because it's the quiet coach, but also less people. And it means you're not stuck in a carriage of like a rowdy stag or hen do or drunk people or just not as many weirdos. I always book my tickets through Trainline, and there's the option in that to request a quiet carriage. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I am really hungry and I want to eat my dinner. But this has been a really nice evening speaking to you all. I can't believe how quick the time's gone. Always been on for an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, I hope everyone's good. Nice to see you all talking to each other in the side chat, keeping me company. My plan to do listing whilst doing this has gone out of the window. But um bumpy start, but lovely. All fun and games, isn't it? But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. See you all later. Um, Nice to see you too, Susan. I will do stall. Enjoy your vegetables and tuna. And I am going to end things here. So goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.